Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Drought. Welcome back to another 1v1 match. I won't say pros yet because I'm not sure whether this is a pro replay or not. However, just received this replay very recently on Facebook, just a few days ago, from a fan, and it's while I've been going through all of these close games that we've been looking at on this channel. So potentially we have another super close game on our hands. Up in the top, we have the Cyan player with the China Nuke. This is MS. All the way down in the south of Gorge Drought, not Snowy Drought, but Gorge Drought, we have the yellow player with a China tank. This is BRB, otherwise known as Be Right Back, unless his name is Burb. Not sure, but both players here with very short names. Both players with decent looking supplies as well. Want to get minimal movement on those trucks to get the greatest economy going. One thing about this map is that it has very little or zero ambient noise. So you can literally only hear like the trucks moving. There's no like birds or whatever other sounds. Cats and dogs and cows and pigs and stuff that you sometimes hear in Zero. It's a very, very quiet map. But yeah, the version of this map that you see nowadays is called Snowy Drought. It's obviously snowy, but the difference is that these buildings here got changed. So like that became that just got deleted altogether, and the trucks and stuff got removed because you could put a TNT inside of them and drive them around and actually end up killing some workers and stuff like that. So Battlemaster lost there in the middle. To me, it looks like the tank player is pretty good. Looks like he knows what he's doing. He's got a few units for defense in his base. He took down that first Battlemaster there with the outpost. Nice control and nice awareness of his units. Yeah, two decent supplies as well. The trucks with minimal movement. It's hard to get a perfect supply there anyway. Barracks being built on the right. Yeah, I don't know who this BRB is, but it looks like he's definitely familiar with the game. He definitely knows what he's doing. Tucking his dozer behind there. It's not something that every player will do. But also the Nuke is on top of the defense. He's got the stronger army here. He shouldn't be running his Battlemaster into the tank enters though, because he will get a bomb planted on there. And that will now go down. Might be able to get a little bit of damage done to these units, but it is going to go down. And the Battlemasters now here will be able to take that out. Yeah, it looks like the yellow player is the stronger contender here for sure. Bunker built on the right. Helix now going up. Yeah, it's looking super solid from the yellow player. I have no idea who this is. Propaganda now being built by MS. But these Battlemasters here now from the tank player will be pushed back. And once you let these get some veterans see, they become super, super strong. You don't even need to send that one forward to suicide and explode and cause the damage. You can just literally send it back to heal. Didn't need to send that forward, but he wins that engagement regardless. He's ahead in XP because killing these Battlemasters gives you like 200 XP per unit kill. A flamer over on the right now for BRB. Would like him actually just to hug that right side of the map and just get in here and kill those two buildings, because that later on will have a massive impact, whereas this is probably not going to get in because you know there's Battlemasters around. So that one's a mistake there. Should have hugged the side and got in there. You would have guaranteed killed all of those things. So third supply for BRB. No oil and refinery. Probably would have liked to see some Red Guard made. That captured, and then that will fund the Helix and make it 10% cheaper as well. I think the tank has left himself with a bit low cash now, because that Helix is very, very expensive. Plus all the tank enters are more expensive for the tank as well. The Helix builds 5 seconds slower for the tank as well. But definitely a strong opening so far from the players. Overlords are now out. There is a bit of a push here. He's got a Control F going on here, which is something that you don't always see. So all the units moving at the same speed. I like that, actually. I very rarely use that. Actually, basically never, really. Because it does mess the units up sometimes. If you don't take the Control F off, they like kind of go in weird directions and stuff. You can't micro them correctly. Okay, Gat goes down in the middle. Yeah, the only thing lacking now is that the opening build orders and stuff were great, but this very slow oil capture, not that impressed with that. And he's built the barracks on the wrong side. That one should have built the prop. That one should have built the barracks facing over here, and you should have got the oil and refinery straight away. Big difference, because that Lotus has now got to go all the way over there. Yeah, it does make a difference on the game. And I do want to see subliminal meshing also from MS. He is pushing, though, with a nuke cannon. It's really going to cause problems for the tank. That said, though, there's only one Gat in this army. So if you get this Helix out, focus down that Gat, then all of that could be probably cleared up by the Helix. But yeah, it's one thing you got to be aware of as the nuke, though. Always got to keep enough Gats, and also keep your Gats probably at the back as well. Nuke cannon lands, kills the tank enters, but the Helix is coming in. He is going straight for the nuke cannon. But bad targeting, bad usage of the Helix there. Helix just goes down, pretty much killed the nuke cannon only, but the Battlemasters are able to now come in, kill one Overlord. Can't even see what's going on under all of this nuclear radiation. So far, a bit of an even trade-off, but I think the tank is actually coming out on top. And now this nuke cannon is going to get caught out in the open. A lot of XP gained there for both players, but mainly MS. He just needs basically one more kill. Just kill one of these tank hunters, and he will be level 3. He's not got a CC. Yeah, and this oil really should have been captured 60 seconds ago, maybe even sooner, actually. And this oil and refinery not captured at all, and it's not even made Red God or a Lotus or anything. So yeah, it was a strong opening by both players, but I think they're slipping a little bit. But it's still decent. It's not like they're making major mistakes. But they both could be in a better position if they had that oil sooner. That's all I'm saying. Just want to check the game sound. Yeah, game sound's nice. I always think this map's quiet because there's ambient sounds. Okay, refinery has now been captured, as well as the oil. The tank player can't get subliminal meshing on the Emperors. There's apparently a spelling mistake in the game's code that stops them getting the speaker tower. But I actually think, for balancing reasons, maybe they deliberately mistyped something at a later stage just to disable it, just to test it, and then just left it. Because I think with subliminal meshing on the Emperors as well, I think it becomes a bit maybe too strong in head-on engagements. But you could say against the ranger units of like the nuke cannon, what chance have you got anyway? But this Helix is coming round the back. Killed 2 trucks so far, and now going for the kill on this Helix. I think it will get that kill on that Helix, because I'm not even sure that one's got a bunker finished. He is going for the dozer, though, and I'm pretty sure that's the last dozer. The other one would have been around here somewhere. So that's a shame for MS, because he was level 3. Could have built his CC sooner. Whoa, he's using Control F as well. Okay. And even the Lotus is using Control F. She's doing the moonwalk or something. But the Helix has been taken down by the Gat. It's come out of the war factory. Shame that, because it could have flown back over here, unloaded, and killed maybe both of them. And also, if a single Gat comes to attack you when you've unloaded, you can actually take it out with 5 tank hunters. But there is still a nuke cannon out. Lotus capture in the middle building. Yeah, I forgot actually on this building. Oh, sorry, on this map. It's actually, yeah, the reinforcement pad. Not the repair bay like in Snowy Drought. Artillery platform captured. Yeah, Cyan is all in at this point because he has no dozer. Whereas the tank just needs to hold. He still has a dozer there. And he's got his CC and another dozer back here. So the longer the tank can hold out now, the more he can use his artillery. Although I'm not very sure what that's fired at. Maybe it's fired at this. Has he gone for the prop or the war factory? That's an interesting question. Because if you take out the war factory, you're half the production. But if you take out the prop, then you stop the production of new cannons and overlords. And they're the things that are going to be busting through. So yeah, he's chosen to go for the prop. Friend War Factory here taking heavy damage. Flamer on the left-hand side have been disabled by the ECM of the tank. I think the tank player doesn't need to push forward here because one nuke cannon shot there is going to wreck all of them gats. Maybe he's overinvested a little bit in the gats as well. Maybe. It's because he's seen these helixes, the airfield. Yeah, nuke cannon. There was no need to push there. He just needs more ECMs and more overlords. Maybe in like a concave, you know, like a kind of a U shape like that. So when this army moves in, you can surround it with Emperors. But over on the right, we've got 3 helixes from BRB. He's even got MiGs as well, but no napalm. Yeah, a bit of a single file here, but any units he can chip away at going to be hard to replace, especially if you're killing the overlords. Unless he queued loads of overlords up before he lost the prop, he can't remake them. Here's why all the gats were made. The helix is coming in, going down, but the tank is winning the engagement somehow. These helixes just kind of chilling up here in the top right. Helix still flying around for Cyan. But I think that gat is going to get picked up. Yep. The whole of the tank army has now been obliterated. He still does not have his oil in refinery. Very confused about that. CC was captured. Now the helix is coming in. And it's going to get one of the dozers. But there is another dozer over here. Supplier is getting captured. MiG's coming in. Don't think he has napalm, no. Does leave the helix very low regardless, though. Yeah, not getting the oil in refinery, man. That is a big mistake. And he's just killing the oil. He didn't even upgrade the bunkers until just that last couple of seconds because they weren't firing. But this helix is now coming in and picks off the last dozers. Both players are now hunted. Helixes continue the rampage for yellow inside of the Cyan base. But the gats are chipping away at the helixes, and one helix there is going down. Bit of a tank trade-off here in the middle still. These buildings here could now be picked off. Definitely would finish that war factory. Whether these helixes are going to die or not, just at least click on the war factory, man. That's kind of painful. Could have killed both of them buildings and probably escaped as well. But this is where I think you're seeing the multitasking coming in, because he's concentrating here, controlling his Lotus, trying to save his dozer, but unfortunately that did not work out for him. But then subsequently lost the helixes. Yeah, got to have a bit of better map control. Sorry, map awareness and multitasking. This Lotus is going to now go into the base. Got to be aware this has been here because it's already captured the CC once. Need a gat and an outpost is the perfect counter. You can have one here. And well, a pair there and a pair there, like a gat and an outpost, gat and an outpost. Or you could have a gat and an outpost just on a waypoint, just going backwards and forwards. Click it many times. I don't think you can set a continuous waypoint in Zero. I don't think it has the functionality. Or if it does, it would be new to me. Lotus might get the prop. Yeah, both players not in the greatest of situations, and both players therefore a bit reluctant to move out and do anything. He's selling buildings here. Typically, you don't see pro players selling buildings. Maybe he's a pro player, then he didn't sell his prop. He just let the enemy have it. He's going to try and capture it back and give 1,000 to the enemy. Okay. Yeah, typically you see pro players selling buildings once they get hunted, especially like a supply where you're only going to get like, what, $450 back from it. Like, what can $450 buy you as tank now? I don't know. Yeah, it definitely needs to get his oil in refinery, though. His 15 minutes capture is extremely late. Okay, lots of nuke units now, but notice how they're all tier 1 now. They're not going to stand much of a chance against these overlords. Or emperors, rather. But yellow seems a little bit AFK now. He's not even, like, pressing the front a little bit. Definitely his start was strong with 2 decent supplies and the first units in the right place and the right unit choice and stuff like that. But ever since that, he has slipped a little bit. But yeah, just I don't know what he's doing there. The tanks aren't even facing the right way. I definitely would face in the right way. Also, like, some of these units are just kind of chilling in the base. You could have a flamer trying to sneak down the right side. You might be able to get past that bunker, flush that out, kill a war factory. But definitely on the left-hand side, you could have units just waypointed all around the edge of the map. Yeah, and you might be able to finish off that, because it's probably going to come down to whoever has the last amount of buildings or whatever. If some flamers are able to come in. It's almost like they're on voice chat or something, these two. They both just agreed, okay, let's fight. That's what it seems like. Yeah, BRB very hesitant. Sometimes he clicks in and he's moving in and then just literally just moves back. Very, very simply. Whoa, we got a load of helixes out now for the nuke. Still no subliminal messaging, but he should have got it straight away because he's now lost the prop. He can't get it now. Flamer is going to make it down the left-hand side. 2 are here. Everything from the nuke there in the middle is getting absolutely shredded by these Emperors. Yeah, I think that CC might get taken out. Or at least heavy damage. I know it's not finished anyway. MiG's coming in, do save it. It's taking a bit of damage, but it's still alive. Important building that, because it can't be captured by the Lotus. Ooh, the helixes have actually come in for the nuke, and has actually wrecked everything now. Supply and the war factory there have been taken out, and the MiGs. So yeah, yellow is not on very much. That whole attack there had me distracted as well. The helixes were the real attack, and that was just more of a distraction. Multi-pronged attack there from Cyan is cleared. He has killed the bunker there, supply there, war factory, and the airfield. Yeah, that outpost could have done a little bit more. Could have just been targeting purely at the buildings and planting TNTs on it. Would have been important, actually, to kill that. Even if you only got it down to 10% health or 20% health or even 50%, any damage that you do now cannot be repaired by the China. So, yeah, targeting the truck there was not that much use. Especially when it can just be repaired. But you could have tucked it back here, force-fired the ground of the outpost, because the outpost is sometimes a bit buggy. You can't click on buildings. Or you could have evac'd it and planted some TNTs. Yeah, this barracks is the next target for Cyan. But yellow probably needs to move out and do something, because just moving slowly around like this with a formation thing. Cyan's the one still with the production and still been collecting. He doesn't have an oil anymore. Yellow does. Troop crawler here is going to counter the outposts. Outposts are running into the red guards though. All of the red guards are now going to die, but the helix is actually flying in. Yeah, those gats now need to be taken off this formation because they're moving so slowly. These helixes are able to now get in. So that barracks is now dead. Helix is coming in. Finish the war factory. These helixes are going to die, but the question is, are they going to be able to finish these buildings? That's why doing any damage to these buildings before was definitely worth it. Helix is still on this drive-by. CC now taking heavy damage, but this is a big commitment from the elixirs, especially if you're not going to be able to finish the buildings. Should have evac there, you would have been able to finish that. But you see, that supply could be dead now. If that had been evac, that could be dead. All the helixes are now dead. And it looks like actually the formation thing has been taken off, and maybe now the tank is going to move out and actually do some serious damage. There's only a GAT in play now for MS. Or actually 4 GATs. Lotus goes down for the tank player, the yellow player. Yeah, Cyan can no longer take a head-on engagement. He has to sneak a unit round. That could have been the unit, but I'm assuming that's probably empty. Now, it wasn't empty because I think he was going to unload it then. Yeah, this flamer down the left-hand side. I think that's his only chance now. But it is against the Vet 3 GAT. It completely depends on the micro engagements between those two, and also how fast these tanks clear up the base. But I'm guessing that's going to be pretty slow. Okay, Vet 3 GAT goes down. He gets a Vet 2 GAT for it. The problem is for the tank, he needs to be sending probably maybe even all of them GATs and that Battlemaster back, and maybe even one Emperor. Because defending your base here is super, super important, whereas these Emperors are going to be able to clear up this base regardless. So it all comes down to a base race between these GATs and Emperors and these Flamers entering the base. It's going to be edge of your seat kind of stuff, but the problem is, doesn't matter how many of these other buildings get killed, that's the one that counts, because that's the furthest one away at the minute. Yellow's taking heavy damage, the CC's going to get killed, the power's going to get killed, the supply's going to get killed, but that supply is still in play. Yellow is dead, BRB is defeated, and Cyan has somehow clawed that victory from nowhere. Yeah, GG. Them Helixes around the back of the base maybe could have already finished the game, but I think the thing you're seeing here, even though they're not the very top players, this is not Xcal and Size and Logica and Vivid and all them kind of players. This is kind of like solid mid players, and they were both very, very evenly matched there, I think, and super, super close in the end. But I do think I think both players had many opportunities to win, but I think the tank player should have just, if it had just left one Emperor back in his base, or maybe all of them GATs back in his base, or maybe a GAT and a Battlemaster back in his base and just left them on guard or something, needs to be protecting them flanks, because many times Flamers could have snuck down the sides of the map and actually flamed down his base. Also, BRB's well slow in getting his oil, very slow. Getting it at 15 minutes is painfully slow, but nonetheless, very close game. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments. GG, well played, and I will see you in the next one.